Good afternoon, Washington DECA, and thank you for tuning in for our November Google Hangout. I'm here with Miss Eve Kopp, and she is our representative for Strong Against Cancer. So today in this Google Hangout, you'll have a great opportunity to talk to her with some live Q&A at the end. And she's just going to tell us a little bit about Strong Against Cancer and how we can help. So I'll turn it over to her.
All right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me. I'm Eve. I'm a development officer for the Strong Against Cancer initiative here at Seattle Children's Hospital. And we are so excited that DECA Washington has agreed to adopt Strong Against Cancer as a charity partner this year for this upcoming school year. And so what I'd love to do is tell you a little bit more about what Strong Against Cancer is, how you can become involved, and maybe a few tips to make it possible for your chapters. So, Strong Against Cancer is a nationwide initiative aimed at raising awareness and funds for pediatric cancer research here at Seattle Children's, predominantly for cancer immunotherapy research. So, a little bit of background about cancer. Every 3 minutes, a child is diagnosed in this world with cancer. In the United States, only 3% of cancer research is designated to pediatrics or for kids. So it's a very expensive research initiative, and we need as much support as possible. And you may not know also that cancer is the #1 cause of death by disease for children. So it's an epidemic. Everybody knows somebody who is fighting cancer, and let alone having a child fight cancer is really tough. So want to show you a little short video. It's about 4.5 minutes about how the Strong Against Cancer initiative came to be. And then I'll talk about it a little bit more.
All right.
All right. So that was the inception of Strong Against Cancer. That aired last Thanksgiving, 2014. And since then, we've actually seen a lot more patients come through that clinical trial. We have a 91% success rate in children being now cancer-free from immunotherapy treatments. So we need more help. We need to get more kids through this treatment faster, because cancer is really taking the lives of a lot of our kids. And immunotherapy is a wonderful way, an alternative way to treat these kids in lieu of chemotherapy and in lieu of radiation, and also surgeries that can leave children debilitated after their treatment. So we want to keep children as whole as possible. Their little bodies can't go through all of that. And so we need your help in spreading the word, as well as raising as much money for this cause as possible. So ways to get involved. We're going to show you a couple ways as I'm talking through it. We want to raise awareness. So we've got all the social media platforms for Strong Against Cancer. If all of you can pick up your phones right now and like us on Facebook, Strong Against Cancer, or follow us on Twitter at StrongVSCancer. And then also we're on Instagram at #StrongAgainstCancer. So follow us, like us, and share us with all of your friends and family, and we really appreciate that. Secondly, we need funding support. So this is a $100 million initiative, and we're trying to raise that in the next, through 2021. And so that's our fundraising goal. So far, we've raised nearly 20 million of that, but we still need more help to get more kids through this treatment. So this is where your chapters can get involved. So we'd love for you to raise funds. And here are addresses again for our social media platforms, and some chapter project ideas. So what we'd like to show you are some really easy turnkey projects, and then I'm going to move on to the more complex later on. But you've got your typical ice cream socials, your raffles. We've got these wonderful Strong Against Cancer socks.
And let's show them. Hold on there, guys. I'll show you real quick, and then we'll get you back on.
All right. So we've partnered with Strideline, a local company, who made these custom Strong Against Cancer socks that we're selling for $14.95. So if you'd like to sell these on consignment at your school or in your community, let us know, and I'll hook you up with Strideline, who would be happy to work with you. We also have Strong Against Cancer $5 shoelaces brought to you by Go for the Goal Foundation. And the proceeds from the sale of these also benefit Strong Against Cancer. So this is another easy way that you can become involved in selling products for the hospital. So moving on to more of a medium medium complexity project ideas. Icon sales. So if you've ever gone into a grocery store or a retail store where you see paper images where people can buy them for $1. You can write your name on it and hang them around the store. We'd love to see those at your school. So if you wanted to create the Strong Against Cancer logo through your print house at your schools and sell them for $1 and hang them all over the school with the proceeds benefit Strong Against Cancer, that would be wonderful. Flowers and candygrams on special occasions are a really easy way if you wanted to hook up with a local florist to have flowers delivered door to door to students. That's a really easy fundraiser as well. Coin drive contests. This is where you can get your faculty involved. Maybe some of your teachers or faculty would be willing to be auctioned off or sold if they raise the most money through the students. And they'll have to do something really crazy, like kiss a pig, or be trapped on the roof of your school for 12 hours if they raise the most money from your students. So that has been really popular. Next, at sporting events, those are a great place to have a ton of people in one place. So you can sell purple capes. You can make and sell purple capes, which are part of our Strong Against Cancer logo, with the proceeds benefiting Strong. We work with another local popcorn company called Scutters, and they can make custom colored popcorn for you to sell at your sporting events or at any of your other events. So they can be the Strong Against Cancer colors, or they can make them your school colors, and $1 a bag will benefit Strong Against Cancer. Spirit Week is really popular. If you have homecoming next year, where you can donate, you can host a fundraiser each day leading up to homecoming. Here are a couple ideas that you can adopt and raise more money there. Dance marathons are really popular in colleges and high schools around the country, actually, where you choose a designated weekend and everybody dances, or they have to at least be moving. Nobody can sit down for that duration of time, and the students will collect pledges from family and friends for every hour that they are moving. So moving on to the more high visibility, more complex events that might take more year-round planning. Your typical pancake, spaghetti feeds, or barbecues are ways to get people outside of your school involved. So you can get local retailers to promote the event, local retailers to support your event as well by maybe selling you donated or deeply discounted product for your event. Parking lot rummage sales are really popular. It's of no cost to you. Everybody donates all of their goods, and basically all the proceeds that are sold that day can benefit Strong Against Cancer. Retail fundraisers, we call these cause marketing programs. So you can hook up with a local retail store or a restaurant, and the proceeds from that day's sales can benefit Strong Against Cancer. Halloween parties or Easter egg hunts, with the iffy weather around the Pacific Northwest, people usually like to stay indoors for Easter and Halloween. So if you'd be willing to host one of those parties at your school, and admission can benefit Strong Against Cancer, that would be maybe a huge hit with some parents that live nearby. Concerts, performance events, talent shows, boy pageants. These are also these are also really unusual and really popular to host at your school, and invite the general public to come in to your auditorium or to your gymnasium, since it's a natural place to host big events.
And when she says a boys pageant, probably a lot of you are familiar. You have the Mr. whatever the name of your high school is. It's kind of just an ongoing tradition, kind of a funny joke people do. It's not a legit serious pageant. It's just kind of a fun way to get the school involved with community service.
That's right. And points can be based on how much each young man raises for their community. So maybe they're judged on points based on whether it's appearance, talent, as well as fundraising. So that's a really great way to get involved. Golf tournaments or miniature golf tournaments are really popular as well because a lot of local businesses may want to sponsor one of the holes and be in front of your alumni or your faculty or your parents as well. So a couple more car or pet washes. I just heard about pet washes the other day. People really love their animals, and you know how it's an easy way to make $5 per pet. Come and have your dog or your cat washed if they will agree to that.
Cats and water.
Bagging for bucks. So local grocery stores sometimes will allow student groups or nonprofit groups to bag groceries, and the tips will benefit the charity. Walkathons and fun runs are really great, especially if you start and finish at your school. It seems like your tracks would be a really natural place to have a start and finish and a celebration party at the end. And I just learned about this, the Ducks for Bucks or the tennis ball race. So if you live near a pool or a river or a lake or a really large swimming pool, we've seen really successful rubber duck sales where all of the ducks are dumped in one location, and the first duck to reach the finish line, the owner of that duck wins a prize that's donated by a local retailer, and then all the proceeds from the sale of the ducks, or the tennis balls. Tennis balls, you start at the top of a hill, and the first tennis ball that runs across the finish line at the bottom of the hill is the winner of that. Same thing, all the proceeds from the sale of those items benefit Strong Against Cancer. So where to get started? It's a lot of work to put on these projects and events. So we really recommend that you form a committee and everybody votes based on what their talent level is and what their interests are. You have chairs for each committee who then enlists volunteers to help them with that actual task. And then consider writing a business plan, a mission and a goal. Maybe have a mentor or an advisor. One of your parents probably is really strong at writing business proposals or plans, and so they could maybe take a look at your proposal and see if it's actually feasible or practical, and maybe provide some tips on how to raise as much money as possible. Open a bank account for a Strong Against Cancer initiative, or maybe you already have a DECA account at your school or at your chapter where you can put the Strong Against Cancer proceeds so the expenses and the revenues can go in and out of there. And we have an office. Myself or my development colleagues would be happy to coach you along or describe any of these projects a little bit more in depth with you. So you're not alone, and you don't have to make this up all by yourself. We've seen all sorts of ideas come through our office, and so we'd be happy to help you.
And another thing to think about too is many of you guys already do these kinds of projects within your school, and you do it for either other charities or you don't have any charity attached and you're just doing it as a fundraiser. So maybe think about taking some of those events you already have that are existing right now and just attach Strong Against Cancer to the name. You don't have to donate all your proceeds to Strong Against Cancer. You can do a fundraiser that does half and half. But that's a really easy way to get involved too. I know I just talked to my ASB counterpart and we'll be donating all of our Mr. Woodinville profits to Strong Against Cancer. So it's as simple as that. If you already have stuff that's in place right now, all you have to do is just attach the charity to the name and you are good to go.
Oh, good point, Kaylin. And thanks for the Mr. Woodinville.
Yeah.
All right. That's news.
Yeah,
Very
just
good.
asked her.
Good. So that's it for now. Here's another list of tools that we have available to you. So we do have our logo that I think the DECA front office has. That NBC spot that you just saw is available. We also have some 30-second commercial spots featuring our team captain, Russell Wilson, and some of our patients. So if you'd like to show those at your school, that's absolutely A-okay. And then we have images of patients like this cute little boy wearing the purple cape. So let us know what you'll need for any of your marketing materials, and we'd be happy to help you make it easier for you to advertise your projects or your events in your community. So if you have any questions, send them in.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you wanted to touch on before we open it up for Q&A?
Well, I just wanted to say thanks again to DECA Washington and all of you who are watching today. Thank you for tuning in. We're here to help you year-round, and just let us know how we can make it easier for you to raise money for Strong Against Cancer. Thanks.
Yeah. So why this is so important to Washington DECA, I know a lot of you are involved in charitable events already, but a big part of DECA beyond the competition is being involved in our community. Since we are the future and we are the business leaders that are going to be leading the next generations, we really want to put out a good example, not only with how we present ourselves in the business world, but how we contribute to the rest of society. That's a big part of DECA as an organization, and so as the members, we really want you guys to be a part of that too. So at this point, we're going to open it up for live Q&A. So just on your little screen there, you can type in any questions, or you can tweet us at Area 3 WADECA, and we will answer any questions that you guys have. We'll just wait for them.
Operators are standing by.
All right. So we have our first question from King's High School DECA. How do we get the socks?
I can email you the contact over at Strideline, who will make arrangements to get the socks to you. They will be on consignment, so they're sold for $14.95 each, and $8 comes to Strong Against Cancer. So it will be up to you to handle the accounting between you and Strideline, but it's a really easy way to raise money. So I can email that to you. Kings, thanks for asking.
We have a question. Oh, what is happening? Hold on. There we go.
Questions.
It says, hello, I have a quick question, but there is no question attached to it. Welcome to technology. Area 3 DECA, would you like to re-ask your question?
Oh, yeah.
All right. The question is, what is your email in which we can contact you? That is a great question.
Absolutely. Yes, go ahead and contact my colleague, Katie, Katie .fath at seattlechildrens.org. So again, that's katie.fath at seattlechildrens.org.
And we'll provide all the links and emails in the end at the information that you can find this later. Our next question comes from Area 2 DECA. What fundraisers have been the most successful in the past?
Oh gosh. Well, let's see. Let me look through here. I want to say icon sales are really easy. So that's selling the paper icons with whatever logo you'd like to use. I think using the Strong Against Cancer logo would be good. And designating a predetermined time frame is good. If you sell for a whole year, you tend to get a little oversaturated. And so if you sell really hard for maybe 2 weeks to a month tops, I think that's when you can do the best. So the icon sales are really good. We'd love to see more dance marathons. Seattle University is hosting a dance marathon for Seattle Children's, and they're about 8 years into it, but it was a really easy way for them to, they started with 10 hours, and they've built up to, I want to say, 16 hours. And at first they started raising money just through family and friends. So all of the dancers registered, and each of the dancers, there's also a committee that has different different committees such as finance, so they're in charge of how to raise funds. There's morale, which is the group that has activities that go on every hour during the dance marathon, so the dancers aren't bored and they don't get tired in the 16 hours, so they have to always have activities, whether it's Twister or a dance that they all do at the top of the hour. So that's the morale committee's responsibility. There's a food committee to make sure everybody's hydrated and fed throughout the 16 hours. There is the hospital liaison committee, so they're the ones who work with the hospital to invite patients to come every hour and share their story with the dancers. So I think the dance marathons have a lot of potential, and I think with your schools, you have a built-in gym or cafeteria, so you won't have that expense of renting a space. So I think high school would be a perfect venue to host a dance marathon.
Yeah. Also, to go back to the question about contact information earlier, if you simply go to wadeca.org, all of Eve's contact information is there for you, since she is our partner for Washington DECA. Another thing that we just wanted to mention to kind of bring to your guys' attention is there actually is an event called the Community Service Project, and all of these projects would be a great idea to get started for that event. It's a chapter team event, so you don't have to do it all by yourself. So if you really want to put a lot of effort into doing something like a dance marathon, it's a really great opportunity for you guys to be recognized for all that you did for their organization as well. We have another question. What advice do you have for people getting excited about participating in the fundraiser? Like, how do you hype it up?
Oh, gosh. Wow, I would try to harness the energy by recruiting volunteers. If you're super excited about the story, maybe find a way how to make it relatable to other people in your school or your chapter. There is probably in your school a student who has been a cancer survivor, or is a cancer survivor from Seattle Children's or another city. We don't only treat children from Seattle or from Washington State. We treat children who need us. Some of them come from around the world, and a lot of them around our nation. So if you can tie it back with a personal story and relate it to somebody that your students might know, it'll be more tangible to them, and it'll probably recruit more people to get involved. So I'd say start out with try to find a personal story in your school.
Yeah, and another great way to do this is, I'm just going to say right now, high schoolers love food. Have food at everything you do. Even if you just have like a popsicle party while you do something. I know one of the ideas earlier was an ice cream social. Like, who is not excited about an ice cream social? Like, I know I love ice cream. But if you have food at these events and you really kind of create more than just a community service event, it's about bringing everybody together to kind of celebrate it. I think that will definitely get people more excited about it too. Also, going back to talking about the icon sales, just to clarify for you guys, when we say icon sales, that means like making little buttons or like making little stickers, something that somebody wants to kind of like put on their backpack or on their binder, bumper stickers, stuff like that.
Yep.
So basically, as a partner with Strong Against Cancer, since we would be raising money for them, we have the ability to go in and use their logo because we're benefiting them. So if you're unclear about that, that is what that means. Do we have any more questions? So it looks like that is all the questions for tonight. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you know anybody that missed this, they can go to our YouTube channel after, and you can point them our direction. So thank you so much, guys, and have a great night.
All right. Thank you.